Appeals, please listen to the rules and procedures that will follow for tonight's meeting.
Good evening, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Town of Babylon Zoning Board of Appeals. The following is the procedure that will be followed tonight. The matters will be called in the order they appear on the calendar, with adjourned matters being called at the end of the regularly scheduled matters. Matters cannot be heard prior to their published scheduled time. When your matter is called, please submit the affidavit of posting to the secretary and proceed to the podium and give your name and address. The chairperson will then swear you in and read into the record information we have from your application, comments from various town departments, and any correspondence received on your application. The chairperson will then ask you to make whatever presentation you wish to make to the board. After you have made your presentation, the board will ask whatever questions the board deems appropriate, and then we will ask for comments from the public. If you wish to speak for or against an application, we ask that you wait until you're acknowledged. Come forward, give us your name and address, tell us where your property is in relation to the property that's in question tonight, and then please direct your comments to the board, not the applicant or the applicant's representative. We have to keep a record, and we cannot do that if there are people talking over each other or cross conversations. If someone has spoken for or against an application, and they have said exactly the same thing that you wish to say, it will have the same force and effect in the record if you give your name and address, are sworn in, and say that you join in those comments. If you have anything additional to say, please don't hesitate to do so, but keep in mind that you will be given only one opportunity to speak. After the public has spoken, the board may ask the applicant to come back to answer any questions that may have come up as a result of the public comments, or for the applicant to summarize. When the applicant comes back to answer any additional questions, if that happens, that does not start a second round of public comments. Once the matter has been heard, various things may occur. The board may decide the application immediately. It may reserve decision. If the board reserves decision, that does not mean the matter is approved or denied. It just means that the board needs more time to decide, may want to go out and look at the site again, or might want to review the documents and testimony further before making a decision. In either event, the applicant will receive the board's decision in writing shortly after the board makes its decision. If the application is approved, that does not mean that you can then go ahead and start construction or whatever it is that you requested from the board. You will have to wait for the building permit to be obtained from the building department before your go-ahead. On some occasions, the matter may be continued for another night. If it is continued, in most cases it will be for the submission of documents, a new survey, new plans, or something of that nature. If that's the case, no one needs to come back on the new date. The documents will be submitted and no further testimony will be taken. On rare occasions, a matter may be continued for future testimony. If that's the case, then people would have to come back to testify. If matters are adjourned at an open meeting on the scheduled date of hearing, no further notice need be given unless specifically required by the board on the date the adjournment is granted. 3 rules that may affect your ability to proceed tonight. 1. If the sign was not posted for 10 days, we cannot hold the hearing tonight. 2. If you commence this proceeding while you own the property, but no longer own the property, and you are here now to continue with the application, you will need either the written consent of the new owner or the new owner to be present for the hearing. This situation could come about if you sold your house or building, money was held in escrow at closing for a certificate of occupancy or permit, and you're here tonight to clear that up. Lastly, if your application is a commercial application and it's other than a renewal, and there is more than one tenant in the building, then you need your landlord to be here. Is there any applicant that has any difficulty with those situations and would need an adjournment tonight?
Is there anyone that would need an adjournment? Please rise and join the board in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Public. First application tonight is application 25145 of Andreas and Jessica Garcia de la Alba, property located in West Babylon. Name and address for the record, please.
Yes, good evening. Name, Andres Garcia de Alba. Address is 149 Chelsea Avenue, West Babylon.
Okay. And, ma'am?
Good evening. Jessica Lopez, 149 Chelsea Avenue, West Babylon, New York, 11704.
Do you both affirm to tell the truth?
Yes.
Yes.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated September 8th, 2025, Environmental Control memo dated September 17th, 2025. Stop. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Paul Borowski dated July 8th, 2025, tax map acting as an area map, and,
Chairman, there's 5 photographs.
okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
So we're pretty much here because we want to maintain this fence that we erected. We put up this fence when we were wrapping up our house build. Our contractor basically recommended to replace the fence with a new fence because, you know, the fence that was there was pretty much destroyed due to the construction, trucks coming in and out, that kind of stuff. They also had to grade, so that's another reason why getting rid of the fence. And pretty much the fence was just old and, you know, it's just old, right? We wanted to replace the fence. Another reason is, I saw the comments and they want us to knock it down to 4 feet because technically it's considered a front yard fence. But in reality, that location, it's there's a lot of like cars that always park there, drink, smoke, other things, and it's not really. I don't really feel comfortable dropping it down to 4 feet because I do have children that do play in the backyard. And it's just not feasible also from safety and a security concern. 4 feet is very easy to just jump over, and they're in our property essentially. So that's another reason why we want to keep the fence. And in addition to that, it's also, if we look at all the other fence, another thing, there's always been a fence there. Like if we look at the aerial maps, which I have here, it's been there dating back to like the 60s, I believe. There's always been some fence in that location. And also, if we look around, like the other day, I took a walk around Hampton. I just went down the block. I took some photos of other people's fences and also like the distance that they are from the road. So our fence is, I measured, it's about 8 feet from the fence to the asphalt. And looking at some, I don't know if I can share these with you guys, but looking at some other places, their fences are like way shorter than 8 feet. It could be anywhere between like 3 feet, 4 feet, 5 feet, 6 feet, stuff like that. So I do have photos here. I don't know if I give them to you now or afterwards.
You could hand them up now.
Well, this first set, essentially, it's fences that look like ours. They're in corner lots, and there pretty much is no like major difference between what we have and what other people have.
Go ahead, finish.
There was also, in the comments, there was concern about obstruction of view because we're on a corner. And so again, I took photos of other people that have essentially the same thing that we have, that little picket fence. And they're like way closer to the road, and some even like have bushes in the corner, stuff like that. If you want to just give it to him. Yeah. And also, like, if you just turn around and walk towards Claremont, there's a big obstruction of view in those 2 corners. People have plants, bushes and stuff like that. And this other corner, their fence is, the neighbor right behind me, his fence is about 4 feet from the pavement. And it's just covered in all kinds of vegetation. So there really is no, like, in my point of view, a safety concern is that particular corner. Like, you have to come to a complete stop, as we all should anyways. But you really do have to like make sure that there are no cars coming because sometimes cars just blow past these stop signs. I mean, I've seen it a multitude of times. Oh, there's also a dead tree in that corner. It's been dead for 2 years. I mean, keeping an eye on it. All right, show the photos. That's all the vegetation stuff.
You know if any of the fences that you're referring to have this board's approval?
I don't know. I don't know, but I just want to make the comparison that it's, you know, we are not out of the ordinary, right? We're just pretty much, we look at what other people have and like, hey, we're going to do the same thing. We're not too close to the streets. I mean, in my opinion, there's plenty of space. Yes, we are like outside of the property line, but again, that's why we apply for the variance and you know, we're here in front of the board today.
And we also maintain it.
We also maintain, you know, we maintain the area as clean as I can. These are just some other photos if you want.
Anything else?
I also have an email that I sent to the town supervisor. I don't know if share that with you guys. Just kind of citing my concerns about this stuff.
Could submit it.
I do have these other aerial photos. I'm sure you guys can get these, but you know, I do want to present them to you.
They do drugs on the corner, remember? I saw a needle.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you can.
Hi.
Hi.
So, you know, on the corner, going down, I go there every day, drop my kids at the bus stop, and I saw needles. People do drugs there on the corner, and, you know, condoms and everything. So
Beer cans, this kind of stuff.
everything, almost every single day. Not the needle, but, you know, so many beer cans and everything. So it's not safe.
It's mostly beer cans.
Just give us that location one more time. Where is this? Where?
It's right next to our house on Hampton,
On the corner
Right there.
156?
in between 149 and 147.
So it's on Hampton itself.
Yes.
It'll be on tomorrow.
That's all I have.
Good, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
Thank you. Very thorough. And as the chairman said, we don't know if any of these are legal or not. So, you know, we can't let you do it. If what they're doing is illegal and you want to do it together, then you're both guilty. So that, you know, unless you know that these were approved by this board, that doesn't hold much. But I got no issue at all with your backyard, you know, your privacy and all that. The only issue we're gonna have here is the fence on Hampton Road, the whole fence, the 6-foot fence and the 4-foot fence is all on town property. You're gonna need to move the fence back behind your property, closer to the house, before we can move this, before we can do anything with this. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did you know, was that where the old fence was, or was this just where the contractor put it, or?
I mean, we pretty much just went by the contractor. It's, like I said, it's the same location as the original fence, so we just replaced it.
And what brought you here? How did this whole, what was the whole,
There's a neighbor behind us.
there was a complaint?
There was a complaint, yeah.
Okay. All right, well, you're gonna need to put the fence in the correct location on that, Hampton Road.
Hampton Road, yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, like, do I need to make a complaint about all these other fences that are on town property?
You have that.
I'm
You-
sorry,
Have that
sir,
right.
but the guy behind us,
we're not-
he did a complaint, and his fence is way more outside the property line, so he's not in compliance at all. So it's not fair, that's the way we see it, it's not fair to us. That is us and not the rest of the people. So if we do have to make a complaint for even a single person, we have to do that.
Somebody open up a can of worms. I'm sorry. But like I said, we can't make a motion on this. We can't move this till it's, till the fence is in the proper location. all I have, Mr. Chairman.
It looks like it's about 5 feet. You have to move it back 5 feet to be inside your property. Approximately.
Yeah, I would say.
Okay, I'm just going by the survey, that's what I'm
Yeah.
looking at, so. All right, any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. We're going to close the hearing, we're going to reserve decision. We'll keep the record open if you want to get back to us about moving the fence, and then we can move the application, all right? Thanks for coming down.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next application is application 25148 of Peter LaPlaza, property located in West Babylon. Name and address for the record.
Kelly Bennett, 1257 Udall Road, Bay Shore, New York, 11706.
For the record, do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Almost forgot that part, you know. For the record, we have a planning division memo dated September 8th, 2025. Environmental control memo dated September 17th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. Survey by Michael Scalise dated May 13th, 2025. Tax map acting as an area map. And,
Chairman, there's 6 photographs.
okay, who would like to tell us about the application?
I'm here tonight on behalf of both the property owner and architect's office. We are seeking 3 area variance requests, all in connection with the proposed one-story rear addition, roof over, and front portico. So we're seeking permission to diminish the front yard setback from 30 foot to 23.6 on Delano Place, and also to diminish the front yard setback on Muncie Avenue from the required 30 foot to 21 for the front portico. Our increase in total building area, this is located in Res C, so we're permitted 30%, and we are proposing 36.5. So we are over by 788 square feet. To address the board's comments, the in-ground pool was CO'd back in 2000. The owner did confirm for me that the paving was done somewhere at the same time period. So I don't believe it was done when the pool exactly was installed or part of that CO, but done shortly after. So been there pre-existing since 2000. The pool itself is 658 square feet. Our paving around the pool is 1,060 square feet. They would love to keep that. It's a very well-improved property, and they would absolutely agree to both conditions, that the front portico and rear roof over not be enclosed.
Thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Shepherd.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Mr. Shepherd.
So, do we know if the patio is, so you don't,
So the in-ground pool got...
what's shortly after is what my,
At the same time period is what the homeowner said. So whether that was shortly after a final inspection, usually the pool company, and especially back then, I don't think the boards in the building department was as concerned with paving as we are now and treat it now, but they said the paving was done at the same time, basically, as the pool.
so you'll be applying for permits for all this other work that we're gonna be doing?
We have applied for the proposed one-story addition. That's what brought us to the board.
Right, okay, so will you look into these patios and make sure that it's all up, and if it needs a permit or anything?
It is
Oh, it
included.
is?
Yeah,
Okay,
we've
okay.
calculated it,
Okay.
hence our overage of the 6.5%.
Okay, and then you do agree to not enclose the front portico and the rear overhang not being?
Absolutely.
I have no further questions, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve application 25-148 with the conditions that the front portico not be enclosed and the rear overhang not be enclosed.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next application is application 25147. Property is located at 21 Hawthorne Street in Farmingdale. Have a new way now.
Good evening.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm
Sorry.
You don't have to stay. I know you're sitting in the back, but if you want to leave, you can leave it from your application. Oh, you just want to hang out? That's fine. Name and address for the record.
Neeraj Lavani, 21 Hawthorne Street, Farmingdale. My wife.
Moshe Lavani, 21 Hawthorne Street, Farmingdale.
Okay, and do you both affirm to tell the truth?
We do.
Okay. For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated September 8, 2025, Environmental Control memo dated September 17, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by planners, engineers, land surveyors dated January 29th, 2025. Tax map acting as an area map. And,
Chairman, there's 4 photographs.
okay, would you like to tell us about the application?
No, I think it's we are looking to add an addition to the home. Two-story addition, actually. A garage that we don't have, and a master bedroom upstairs. We have 2 little girls who are not so little anymore, and we only have 1 full-size bathroom in the home, so we're looking to have room to put in a second bathroom as well on the upper level.
So the addition, you're going straight up with the addition?
We are adding a garage that we don't have, and the addition, the bedroom and
It'll be over that
master would be
garage?
above it. Yes, we do not have a garage at the moment.
Okay. Oh, yeah, okay, okay. Making that yard short there, what are we doing there? Okay. So, oh, yeah. So there's I guess this is a shed, says something about a barbecue and something else there?
Right, there's a shed in the far right
So
rear
that
corner.
is not on, part of it is not on your property?
Yes, that's, we had discussed that prior to applying for this. The decision was made that if we do get approved, then we would move that.
You'll agree to move that?
We agreed to move the, I believe it's 4.5 to 5 feet. It's a little bit of an angle, but we agreed that if,
You agreed to remove it?
yes, we agreed to
Okay,
move that.
okay. And I think you went over this, what the addition was for, is for a master bedroom, basically, and a garage?
Master bed, mainly the biggest reason is the bathroom. The girls are looking for that. But yes, the master bedroom and the garage as well.
So would you agree, there's 2 conditions on here, patio to be cut back to within the applicant's property line, which we just talked about. If the shed were ever to be taken down, it'd be rebuilt in a conforming location?
Absolutely.
If it had to come down, you'd agree to that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve application 25-147 with 2 conditions on the planning memo dated September 8th, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Next application is application 25-149 of Joseph Pasulo, as a trustee for Joseph Pasulo of a revocable trust, property located in Lindenhurst.
Good evening. Kelly Bennett, 1257 Udall Road, Bayshore, New York, 11706.
Do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes,
Once
I do.
again? For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated September 8th, 2025. Environmental Control memo dated September 17th, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Michael Minto dated June 2024. Tax map acting as an area map and
Chairman, there's 17 photographs on the site plan by 10 Design Group dated May 16, 2024.
okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
Good evening. So I'm here tonight on behalf of Mr. Pachulo, who did receive a violation for a finished basement with illegal apartment. I filed the application a little over a year ago now, so we've been working on this for quite some time. He's a very like meticulous man. So he took it's like the cleanest basement now that I've ever seen. The dwelling was built with the egress, well, I'm sorry, not an egress window, but a basement window in the front yard. The clean out line and the water run out the rear of the house. The chimney and oil tank are on one side. So all three properties on that side of the street were built the exact same way. So in the location where the basement window is, Mr. Petrulo did install several decades ago an egress window that we're now legalizing. The kitchen has been removed. We were slightly low on ceiling height, so I did obtain approval for the New York State variance. We went through that process. Basically, the layout is 2 finished areas. The area with the door does have the egress window in it and a bathroom. So there's no outside cellar entrance, so he has no issue with the 3-piece bath. Basically, that's it. He's really looking just to kind of clear everything up and get his final inspections. And of course, the shed. We're maintaining the shed. It is 3.6 feet from the property line. We would love to not have to relocate it, and if it ever fell into disrepair, it's in very good condition now, but if it ever did, we would replace it in a conforming location.
Okay, thank you. Turn the hearing over to Mr. Rigney.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Yeah, so I drove past the site today. It is very neat and clean. I did see, if you're looking at the house to the left, you see the fill for the oil tank. So
Yep.
like you said, it explains why
Yeah.
it's in front. I know planning had made recommendations to screen it and to put shrubbery around it. I did notice that that was already in place.
Yes.
Okay, so he did comply with planning. Like I said, the shed did look like it was in good condition. I drove past. There's no cooking facilities in the basement.
No, and plans would be noted as such for building department approval, obviously, and he's completely aware of that.
All right, Mr. Chairman, I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none.
Chairman, I make a motion that we approve application 25-149 with the following conditions noted on the planning memo.
Second.
All in favor?
Thanks.
Thank you. Next application is application 25-144 of Kester and Leisha Hodge, property located in Wheatley Heights.
Yes.
Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, Board. My name is Kester Hart, 29 Barrington Drive, Wheatley Heights, New York. So as I try to speak to you, I had a stroke, so speaking is going to be a little bit off, so please help me with that.
Good afternoon. My name is Leandre John. I'm an attorney, 70 East Sunrise Highway, Suite 500, and I'm a friend of 30-plus years of Mr. Hodge. I was just here to assist him.
Okay, fine. Do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I will tell. Yes, sir, I tell the truth.
Okay, hold on. For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated September 8th, 2025. Environmental Control memo dated September 17th, 2025. A previous approval from this board, case number 03154 dated July 10th, 2023. And we approved lot coverage variance at that time. Somebody did. One photograph. A survey by Michael Scalise dated July 23rd, 2025. Tax map acting as an area map, and...
Chairman, there's 6 photographs.
Okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
So the application we're putting to get a CO for my pool, that's the reason of everything. When I got the instructor to come to my house, and they asked me to do a new survey, so the CO didn't get it since like 2003 when I put the pool in. So that's years ago. So I thought I had a CO. I thought that the pool company was the one that was doing all this stuff. So my ignorance, I guess, was on me. I didn't realize that I was doing that. So when the instructor came to my house, told me that I need to do all these things with the new survey. I need to change I had 3 sheds on my property. I had to take 1 shed off because apparently you can only have 2 in Babylon. So I took a big, I guess, 10 by 10 shed off, took that off of that. The original one that's on there was one that was in the house when I bought the house, and a small 5 by 6 shed on my property. So there's 2 sheds now on my house. But it looks like there's a little awning over that shed, someone said, something that it might, it may be too bigger. I'm not sure why that's happened. It's only be 2 feet from my neighbor's property. Originally, that was there. The second thing I had was a gazebo. I bought a gazebo from Costco and put up my property. I didn't realize, my ignorance again, that I need to get a building permit. I did put in for a building permit and for the town, so that was done. Had them to put the building permit on that as well. And then finally, I think there was the building area, the pavements in my backyard. Was a lot of pavements in the backyard apparently. I had no idea that I had too much pavement in my yard, so. That's my ignorance of that because I didn't familiar with the codes or anything. So that's what's going on with me regard that. I think that's what because the CO told me what I needed was just a self-in fence and my den safety clutch. Those 2. I thought originally that's all I needed until the new survey came in.
Okay, so you applied for, when you did the pool back in 2003, you came to this board, but the certificate of occupancy was never issued for the pool, right? You thought the pool company was going to do it?
I thought.
Okay, this is restating that. Okay. You went over when the patio and the gazebo and hot tub sheds, and you removed one of the sheds, so right now there's just 2 existing sheds, that's it? That's all that's left on the property?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and the one shed is a little short on the one side, and has the awning attached to it. Oh yeah, the driveway. Let's talk about the driveway. So the front yard, the driveway is over by 6%, 259 feet, 259 square feet for the driveway. Is there any way we can cut that driveway back some?
Cut the cement down?
I'm asking, do you park cars on all that whole property there, or what are you doing?
Yeah, the reason was because I had a trail, RV, big RV. That's why that's there. So I had like 4 cars, 5 cars.
Okay, and you still have that RV, or you no longer have? You still have it?
I do.
Okay, so you're over somewhat on your driveway too. Oh yeah. Reason for the increase. Permit for the. Oh, so you put in another curb cut also? They extended the curb cut rather, yeah. So you extended the curb cut when you put in the second part of the driveway?
What is that?
You extended the curb cut without getting a permit from the town?
Okay, so I didn't know that. I don't know about this. I'm sorry.
Well, when you did the driveway and you made it wider, you made the curb cut. Where
It did come out, yes. So it did expand.
you made it wider than it was prior to.
Yes, sir.
So you're here on that also. Okay. There's 3 conditions if we were to approve the application. Should the shed ever be taken down and be rebuilt in a conforming location, no further expansion of the driveway, and there shall be no further increase in total building area. Would you agree to those conditions?
I agree, sir.
Okay. Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve application 25-144 with the 3 conditions on the planning memo dated September 8, 2025.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Good luck.
Thank you, Board.
Good night.
You move it. Next application is application 25-150, property located at 39 Daffodil Drive, Farmingdale. Name and address for the record, please.
Good evening, my name is Dean Koutsubis, that's Koutsoumbis. My address is 121 Newbridge Road, Hicksville, New York, 11801.
Okay, and you are here
Okay,
representing?
I'm here on behalf of the expediter Heather Sanderson, HLS Expediting, and representing the homeowner, Mr. Najimi, residence of 39 Daffodil Drive in Farming.
Okay, do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
Hold on a second. For the record, we have a planning division memo dated September 8, 2025. A prior approval by this board, application 24006, dated February 15th, 2024. That was in connection with the building area for a proposed swimming pool. Environmental control memo dated September 17, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A survey by Elizabeth McQuilkin, last dated November 4, 2024. Tax map acting as an area map, and...
Chairman, there's 4 photographs.
Okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
Okay, so I'd like to start out by saying that this is clearly a self-created hardship, and we are here asking forgiveness on the, more so for the additional pavers and the spa that was added to this house. What's unique about this property is the property actually looks bigger than it actually is. There's a 15-foot wide perpetual easement in the backyard. From what I understand, it actually, even though it does not count in the square footage, but it is in total possession of my client. So that's extra land that they actually have, which cannot be counted towards this percentage. So that's one, big factor there. Another thing I'd like to point out, the west property line, when the pool and the pavers were installed, and even as to today, because I went and visited, the fence was incorrectly set 2 feet west of the property line. So my client was under the assumption that they own more land on that side. That's what creates the need for the additional variance for having the hot tub too close to that end. At this point, they are now that we have a new survey done, the pool's installed, the masonry is complete. We are looking to, and the planning memo advised that it be cut back to the fence moved to the property line and the pavers cut back another 2 feet. So they are willing to make to cut back the pavers and move the fence on that side. Now along the rear property line, yes, we do have that easement in the way. This particular case, if this board requires it to be cut back 2 feet beyond the property line, by all means, my client will agree to it. But I'd like to just present to the board that making the pavers along the rear 4 feet smaller than what they are will only allow for a walkway along the rear and not allow for lounge chairs. So right now, the pavement is set 7.4 feet from the pool. If we were to cut it back approximately 4 feet to be in line with the planning memo, that doesn't leave them much room for the lounge chairs on that side. It would only make them, make it a walkway approximately 3.4 feet. They did provide drainage in that area, so there is a drain strip along that, so if water running off is an issue, that it has been addressed. I'd also like to point out that there are two other houses in the immediate area that have substantial amounts of paving. I didn't get this in time to do full requests, but if we look up number 46 and number 42 Daffodil, both of which have, they're diagonally across the street. They have, also considerable amounts of paving as visible on Google Maps, and even one of them does go to the property line. So I'm not sure if there's being that we did not have the time to do a FOIL request on those two properties, I'm not aware if the variances were granted for those. But from my experience, I have seen similar variances, even with the 2 feet cutback, which in this case, for the side property line, my client is willing to is aware of it and is willing to do that. For the rear, if we can keep it the way it is, we would appreciate it. If not, we're willing to make adjustments.
Okay. So that property in the back, do you know who owns that property? The 15-foot wide easement?
According to the survey, it's perpetual easement. Client is unaware, and
That's Farmingdale? So that's Farmingdale, the college right behind you?
yeah, that's Farmingdale State University from behind the easement. But every property, so when I took a look there, I looked on both sides of the fence. Every property along that strip has their fence has that extra 15 feet. And it's actually really more than 15 feet, because there's like a 5-foot common area and then another 15 feet easement. So it's really another 20 feet beyond the actual property line that's in possession of my client and then the other homes along that strip.
So the hot tub was constructed in, why was that put in a non-conforming lot?
Okay, that was an error. Again, it was an error, but not intentional. The property line, that west property line, the fence was located in the wrong place. So the fence was 2 feet off. So the builder assumed he had an extra 2 feet there, but he didn't really have it. So this was all uncovered once they got the new survey. And like I mentioned, they were unaware that the pavers, this is, again, it's a unique situation. Not, it is self-created because they didn't, ask, they just did. They were unaware that the pavers counted, as there are many areas that do not require the paving count in the rear yard coverage. So again, it is clearly self-created. I'm not saying that whether it was done on purpose or not. It really wasn't done on purpose, but it was done by them, and they didn't get the permits ahead of time for the pavers. They did file the permits for the pool and got the variance for that at that point.
And the board did say at that time that pavers would be counted as lot coverage in 2024.
So did you, when you submitted in 20, well...
Okay,
Did they include the pavers? Were the pavers part of the plan?
Yeah, from speaking to the expediter from the 2024 filing, there was no pavers in that proposal. It was the pool.
Okay.
Pool and hot tub.
So this was done after the fact?
It was done after the fact, yes.
Okay. All right, so you've agreed to, on the west side, that you will move the pavers. You do not agree to move the pavers in the rear?
That's one of those things, just like visiting the site, speaking to the client, if need be, if that's what the board wants to approve, by all means, we'll agree to it, but it will only, for a common, sensor, looking at this, if you see the photos, if you see where the lounge chairs are, it only leaves them like 3.4 feet, which that means it's only really a walkway along the back. If that's what it takes, if that's what the board is likely to approve, we'll go back to the client with that approval. If it's not, you know, if it's something that the board will consider, only because we have access to this easement, we have that extra land that others may not have, that could be a reason why, it could be a reason for the board to approve pavers along the rear property line.
Okay, so right now, I'm going to amend the application to delete variance number 3 for the west side patio.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. We're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision. You'll get the decision in the mail. Okay?
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, thank you.
Next application is application 25-155, property located in Deer Park, 200 Claremont Street. Name and address for the record, please.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mohammed Khalek, 200 Claremont Street, Deer Park, 11729.
Okay, do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated September 8, 2025, environmental control memo dated September 17, 2025. If approved, this application will not result in significant impact. A tax map acting as an area map. A survey by Anastasia, I'm sorry, Parsatoon, last dated March 19, 2024, and
Chairman, there's 19 photographs and a site plan by JFT Agricultural Designs dated January 27, 2025.
We are missing the affidavit of posting.
do you have the affidavit of posting? That you posted the sign for 10 days? Did you post a sign for 10 days?
Oh, no.
No, you didn't post a sign for 10 days?
No.
Okay, if you didn't post a sign for 10 days, you're going to have to go back, re-advertise and repost and start all over again, okay, with that, because it has to be posted for 10 days, and if it's not, we can't we can't take in a hearing today.
Because my architect, actually, he don't tell me anything about that. He's supposed to be here today. So yesterday, he just sent the message to me as an emergency. He went to Florida.
Okay, it's not, you know, it's a matter of just doing what's needed to be done, and then you can come back again. That's you know.
I think he didn't even get the signs. We're neighbors of his, so.
That's fine.
How does he get the signs? Because it sounds like his
The
architect.
sign he should have gotten from the zoning office when he filed the application, part of the package. It's a sign like, I don't know, it's like 3 by 3 or something like that, and it has to be posted out in front of the house for 10 days prior to this hearing tonight. And if you don't do that, we can't have the hearing tonight. Okay?
Okay.
So you need to go to the zoning board office and see about getting the sign, zoning board office, yeah, from them. And get the sign, but then you're gonna have to repost and re-advertise with the sign and to the neighbors again. So the best thing to do is go to the zoning board office and they'll direct you how to take care of this, okay?
Okay.
And then you'll come back once that's done.
Okay.
We'll set a new date for the hearing, all right?
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Sorry about that, but. Next application is application 25151A and 151B, property located in Wyandanch, Albany Avenue Suites. Ms. Bland.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, Nicole Blanda. I'm an attorney at Bazell, Blanda, and Visconti with offices at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville. I won't touch it again.
Okay. For the record, we have Planning Division memo dated September 8, 2025 on the application 151A. Same thing on 151B. We also have environmental control memo for both applications dated September 17, 2025. This application will need a negative declaration if we were to approve it. What else do we have here? That's the same thing. We have a survey on the A application by Michael K. Wicks dated April 21st, 2025. On the B application, also by Michael K. Wicks, dated June 16th, 2025. And then we have an overall by Michael K. Wicks, and that one is dated June 16th, 2025, and a tax map acting as an area map.
And Mr. Chairman, there's 2 photographs in the site plan by Harold E. Gebhardt dated June 16, 2025 for both applications.
Okay, would you like to tell us about the applications?
I'm here tonight on behalf of the property owners in connection with this 2-lot subdivision to construct 2 new single-family homes. The planning board did already hear this application, and they did approve the subdivision part of it on August 18th. The property is comprised of 2 separate tax lots, 60 and 61, and they each have their own property address, 10 and 12 Jefferson Avenue. What we're seeking to do here is reconfigure the lot lines to create 2 separate lots. There's an overall lot area of 12,670 square feet, about 153 feet of frontage on Jefferson Avenue. It's presently vacant and wooded, and it's zoned Residence C. It does have a very irregular shape. There's like a pie shape aspect to it, and then there's almost a triangular cutout in the northerly portion. So it does make it a little odd and a little different to work with when trying to plot the house. So we're looking to construct a new single-family home on each lot. Lot 1 would have 93.02 feet of frontage, so it does exceed the Residence C requirement of 75 feet of frontage. It has a lot area, though, of 5,954 square feet, due mostly to the shape of the parcel, the fact that we have a pie shape and the angles. We're required to have 7,500 square feet, so we are seeking to reduce the lot area to 5,954 square feet. We do meet the front yard setback and the minimum side yard setbacks. However, due to the angles created by the pie shape on the west side, there are a couple of points that encroach into the side yard and rear yard setbacks that affect the variances that we're seeking tonight. So we're requesting to reduce the total side yards from 25 feet required to 22.2 required. And this really is a result of a specific, what I'm going to call a pinch point, for lack of a better term, at the corner of the proposed dwelling in the westerly portion. So for the majority of the west side yard, we have more than enough. We start at 25 feet at the house, and as we head north, we go to 15.3 feet of side yard, and then there's a corner of that 8.5 by 14.7 little bump out that's in front of the driveway. At the back corner of that, it becomes a 12.2 foot side yard. So that's what's creating our total side yard setback to only be 22.2. But immediately as you head north of that, it begins to increase because the house widens, you no longer have that bump out, and so it increases to about 16 or 17 feet before it then goes back to 15. My point being that it's really just that one spot that the total side yards are at 22.2. For the rest of the side yard, we either meet or exceed our total side yard. It's the same also for the rear yard variance request. It's a similar situation. We're requesting to reduce the rear yard from 30 feet to 11.5, but that's not a consistent 11.5 for the whole rear yard. It's a point at the northwesterly corner of the property line and the home, the proposed home. Is you could see the little line, it says 11.5 at the rear of the house. But then it jumps to 17.5 and eventually increases to a 46.7-foot rear yard. Again, my point being that we're asking for a rear yard variance to 11.5, but it's for a small portion of the rear yard. It's not the entire rear yard that we're asking to maintain at that distance. We are proposing a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, single-family home here. The reason for that little bump out on the side, the 8.5 by 14.7, is so that on the first floor, yes, to have a larger living area, but on the second floor, it does provide the primary bedroom to have a primary bath and a walk-in closet. Without that extra space, we wouldn't be able to provide that. It also makes this house different looking than the house that we're proposing on Lot 2. No basements are proposed here. So from the street, you do see a wider lot. Again, it's 93.02 from the street, so you can't really tell that it gets smaller as you go back. Lot 2 is a different story. We have 60 feet of frontage and a lot area of 6,716 square feet. So for that lot, we require a street frontage variance from 75 feet to 60 and a lot area variance from 7,500 square feet to 6,716. We meet all the setback requirements on Lot 2. There's no weird angles, and so we're able to accommodate the setbacks. Each home will have a double driveway. The house here will also be a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. The property immediately to the east, Lot 59, did get a total side yard variance back in 2023. It went from 25 feet to 20.6, which is greater than we're requesting tonight. I'll hand that up when I'm done. Across Jefferson, there are mixed frontages. Lot 57 has 47 feet of frontage and a lot area of 5,658 square feet. Not with ZBA approval. It's an older home. It was built that way. And lots 58 and 59 across the street have 60 feet of frontage, and then there's a 40-footer. So this is just kind of put the lot areas into context for the board. It is a little kind of hodgepodge in this particular area. To the rear of our property, there's a couple of smaller properties, lots 3.1 and 3.2. On the aerial, I believe that's 27 and 29 Lake Drive. They have 64 feet of frontage and 57 feet of frontage. So again, just kind of showing that while there are some larger parcels and some parcels that comply, there are many that don't. So again, we do believe that the 2 new homes will add to this community and provide more housing. We don't believe there'll be any negative impact. We agree to all the covenants, single-family, owner-occupied, no accessory apartments, and we did get our planning board approval. So I'm just going to give you that total side yard variance so you have it for the record, and of course, if you have any questions.
So on lot number 1, there's a discrepancy, or seems to be a discrepancy with the lot coverage from 5954, and where the site plan has it as 5951.6.
Yes, that's why I hate when architects put plot plans, and he did not do this.
Is there any architects in the room?
There's an architect right here, but he never does this. No, sometimes when the architect puts a plot plan on their elevations and floor plans, for whatever reason, it doesn't jive, or they do their own math, I go by the survey. So tonight, we're gonna go by what the surveyor said. He certified it. He's the one who stamped, signed, and sealed it.
So it's going to be 5954?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
So we can, yes, we'll amend that.
It's okay. So I'll amend application 25151A, that the lot coverage would be from 75,000 square feet to 7,500 square feet to 5,954 square feet.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay.
Lot 2 was okay at 6,716.4, so we advertise that's okay?
Yes.
That's okay? So that's good?
Yep.
Do you agree to the standard covenants and restrictions on both properties?
Yes, absolutely.
And just for the board's reference, there's an added CNR for no basements.
No basements, we agree to that, yep.
Oh, okay, you agreed to no bed, okay. All right, any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. We need a negative. Yep. I'll make a motion to adopt a negative declaration on applications 25151A and B. All in favor?
Aye.
I'll make a motion to approve as amended on application 25151A and just approve on application 25151B.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tell me. Another one, another one.
Can we just make sure we approve that with the condition?
To see it on.
Oh, yeah, I didn't say that, yes. Checkpoint Automotive. Next application is application 25146 of Checkpoint Automotive, property located in Farmingdale. Oh, thought you were just hanging out with us.
Yeah, just hanging out. She left me, so I'm alone now. Good evening again.
Name and address for the record.
Niraj Lalvani, 21 Hawthorne Street, Farmville, New York.
And you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
For the record, we have a Planning Division memo dated September 12th, 2025, Environmental Control memo dated September 17th, 2025, Fire Marshal's report dated September 18th, 2025, conduct a fire service, lighting. There's a couple of items on this Fire Marshal's report. Did you get a copy so you know that needs to be straightened out?
All been taken care of
All been
immediately.
taken care of? Okay, so you just need to get back to us. I'm sure he'll report to the zoning.
Yes, I
office.
actually reached out to him the day of, took care of everything,
Okay.
sent over everything he
All
needed
right,
to see.
very good. Suffolk County Planning memo dated September 17th, 2025. Local, decision of local determination, take no position for or against. A survey by Richard Drake, dated October 8th, 1990. Tax map acting as an area map, and
Mr. Chairman, there's 4 photographs on the site plan by John Catapano, dated December 4th, 2018.
okay, would you like to tell us about the application?
Everything is the same. I'm looking to renew my special exemption permit as it's been a repair shop since 1993. I've been owner and operator since 2013. It's been renewed multiple times. This is the first, I believe, the first time we've ever had any violations from the fire marshal, but as I said, all has been taken care of. There are no changes to the building. It's always been approved for about, I believe, 3 years. I've always asked for 5, but it always comes back at 3, but 3 is okay with me. I got 5 more years till the building's paid off. I'm just trying to make it. But everything else is the same. We try to maintain a very clean facility. Recently, it seems that somebody drove by and saw some tires on the outside. That employee's been very well scolded. Normally, there's never tires on the outside. I don't know what time or when they saw, when tires do get delivered during the day, the truck pulls up and drops them by the garage door. They get transported in. The ones that are waste are in the back of the building in a gated facility. I don't know which ones were seen. I did bring a photograph of the waste ones in the gated area. I also have photographs regarding the fire marshal's concerns, just to bring them, just to show everybody that one of the complaints was the illuminated sign at the back door was not illuminated. Every year he comes, he's always seen that it's on a timer. I wasn't there this time, so I couldn't remind him that it was on a timer, but I changed it so now it's on 24 hours. Okay. So I put a new sign, so it's always, that'll never be a question. The fire extinguishers were 2 days expired when he had come. I immediately got my usual company, I think it's Advanced, to come in the next day, the following day, and go through and tag all of them. I sent him a copy of that as well. I have a copy to show that that was done. I believe that was everything that was brought up.
Okay, so we explained the tires. Everything is still being stored in the outside storage location that has been approved in the past?
Yes, sir. Gated.
Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? Approve subject to fire marshal? Or you want to wait? Okay. All right. So we're going to close the hearing. We're going to reserve decision, keep the record open for the fire marshal's report. Once we have that, we'll move the application.
Totally fair. Would
Okay.
you like the copies of the pictures or just wait?
Nah, we're fine. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All set? Yeah, all right. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Good evening.
night.
Thank you. Oh, may I ask a question about the last one? Can I ask a question about the one before? Am I allowed to do that?
No. That hearing's closed. Sorry.
No, no, no. No problem. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Okay. Next application is application 25-153 of Go Playland, property located in Deer Park.
Good evening, Chair and the member of the board. My name is Ilker Kesiktas, and I'm the owner of Go Playland, a children's indoor playground.
Do you affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, I do.
For the record, we have a planning division memo dated September 8, 2025, environmental control memo dated September 17, 2025. If we were to approve this application, it would need a negative declaration. I guess this is kind of like a survey of the Tanger outlet, and it's just showing the location of the unit that you're going to be going into. Tax map acting as an area map, and
Chairman, there's 5 photographs and a permit set by Sardar Kamen dated July 8th, 2025.
We just need, did we get your address for the record?
152 Arches Circle, space 255 in Deer Park.
Okay, and then you'll just need to fill out one of those forms, the spelling of your name for us.
Okay.
And
before you leave, I'm sorry.
for the record, we have a fire marshal report that came in late this afternoon, dated September 18th, 2025.
Okay, what would you like to tell us about the application?
So we respectfully request an approval to change of use from retail to indoor recreation use.
Okay, I'll turn the hearing over to Mr. Montiglio.
How are you? Good evening.
Good evening.
Can you give me a little bit more about the business model, what you're doing there?
So typically, it's for kids from ages 1 to 10. We are more like a indoor recreational for families. So we have, I don't know if you guys heard of like jungle gym type of thing. We have ball pits, slides. I mean, we're sure we're gonna bring more traffic to the Tanger outlets and more jobs, of course, local jobs. We do birthday parties as well.
What's going to be the hours of operation you guys going to be running there?
Same as the mall hours, I believe, from 10 to 8. What time the mall? Yeah.
Around the holidays too, same thing,
Same,
everything?
yeah.
And how many employees do you going to have there?
Typically, we have 2 employees, but if it gets busier, we will have 3, 4. I'm not sure about that yet. Our priority is to have a clean and safe environment all the time. We have around 15 locations in the region.
It's a franchise yourself?
We don't franchise.
Okay. Another further question, Mr. Chairman.
Any other questions from the board?
Correspondence, number 1, you have an email chain from Pat
Sure.
Keane, counsel for the zoning board. You had a message from a counsel from a previous zoning board decision, letting the board know that there was a retail recreational dispensary recently approved in the area. This for your notice.
Did you get a copy of the fire marshal's report? There's a number of things that you need to take care of.
Yes, we got an email. I actually spoke to him today that
Okay.
we will take care of all the things that he asked for.
Okay, so that needs to be taken care of. Any other questions from the board? Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Got one question. No? Go ahead.
2 employees per shift, or you're talking about 2 employees
All day, yes.
all, just period?
7 days a week?
Okay, yes, per shift, yes.
You see where she's going with this?
Yeah. No, they can't work all day, 7 days. So that's why I said up to 4 employees.
Oh, I must have missed that part.
Mhm.
Okay.
And you're going to be open 7 days a week?
Yes,
Is that how the other locations operate? Same way, same amount of staffers and everything like that?
correct.
Is there a ratio from children to staff?
No, we don't have any ratio.
No? Enough staffers to watch, keep eyes on all those?
Actually, the parents are inside the park, and they're responsible for their children.
So what do the 2 staffers actually do? Just clean up and?
Exactly.
Or something like
Yes, and if there's parties and they got it.
Drinks, any food at the site?
We do usually sell snacks like closed snacks and drinks. Yes.
Do you have the maximum capacity?
I don't know the occupancy. I think it's around 70.
70?
Yeah. I don't know the top of my head.
So if you were having parties and stuff like that, you would probably have more staff members, I'm
Exactly.
kind of guessing?
Yes.
Do you have a caterer or something?
No, we don't. They either they bring their own food or we order pizza from the local areas. So we don't have like a certain amount of food.
Do the parents sign any waivers or anything like that?
Yes, they sign a waiver. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So I'm going to close the hearing and reserve decision. We'll keep the record open for the fire marshal's report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Yeah, if you can fill out one of these forms, just your name. Just have another hearing though, so you can move to the side.
Yeah,
Thank you.
please. Thank you. Next application is application 25-154 of 171 Oak Street LLC, property located in Copaig.
Good evening again, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. For the record, Nicole Blanda. I'm an attorney at Bazell, Blanda and Visconti with offices at 535 Broad Hollow Road in Melville.
Okay, for the record, we have a planning division memo dated September 8, 2025, environmental control memo dated September 17, 2025. Okay. Fire marshal's report dated September 18, 2025. This office has no objections to increasing allowable density. See planning board review. Site plan review has been reviewed, and the following comments. You must have copies of this, right? All of this from the fire marshal?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Tax map acting as an area map, a survey dated November 11th, 2024 by Elizabeth McQuilkin, and
Chairman, there's 2 photographs in the site plan by Charles Philip Lembo dated September 2022.
And Mr. Chairman,
We
we're
need-
still waiting on Suffolk County Planning.
I just seen that, so we do need to wait on that.
Bummer. Okay.
Okay.
I'm here tonight on behalf of the applicant, 471 Oak Street LLC, seeking a density variance for a 3-story apartment building in downtown Copaig. The premises is comprised of 5 separate tax lots with 5 separate addresses, 471, 473, 475, 477, and 479 Oak Street. These properties were all assembled by the applicant separately over time to try to create this development. Initially, there were talks, this is going back a couple of years, with planning, with the prior planning commissioner as well, to kind of have a game plan for how these properties could be redeveloped. So with that in mind, the applicant went out and over time, with some difficulty with different property owners, made different deals, and he assembled these properties. So together, the properties have a lot area of 33,548.82 square feet. It is located on the north side of Oak Street, about 97 feet west of Great Neck Road. It's an L-shaped parcel, and all structures that currently exist will be demolished. The existing structures are old and dilapidated, and there are multiple driveways right now that go out onto Oak Street. So that will all be consolidated, which is a good thing. There'll be less curb cuts going out onto Oak Street, and this project will bring the driveways down to one. Again, this is within the downtown Copeg district. We did have our planning board hearing back on June 30th. We had one gentleman that came out with general questions at that time. But other than that, there was no opposition, and as you can see, there's no one here tonight. The planning board did approve the site plan on August 18th. So we're seeking a 2-unit density variance. We're proposing 29 apartments within the building. There'd be 19 one-bedroom units and 10 two-bedroom units. On the first floor, we're proposing 4 two-bedrooms and 5 one-bedrooms. On the second and third floors, 3 two-bedrooms and 7 one-bedrooms. The basement would be mechanics only, no tenant storage. After we had some minor revisions dealing with the basement, and so that's all been squared away. So the only variance that we're requesting is the density variance. We meet the parking requirement. There's 34 spaces required. We're providing 34 spaces. There is an affordable component to this job, so 20%, which amounts to 6 units. So if we were to have 27 units, we would still have to have 6 affordable units. So whether it's 27 or 29, there's 6 affordables. So that does affect the bottom line of the job. So with the cost of assembling all the properties together, the cost of the actual process, the cost of the construction materials and so on, and then having the 20% affordable component for life, the applicant is asking to just have 2 extra units to help subsidize all of those extra costs. This has been done before. This board back in 2022 did approve a downtown Copeg job that allowed for 5 extra units. This is the job, the Lofts, that was on the corner or is on the corner of Marconi and Great Neck Road. That is a 13-unit job. 8 units were allowed and 5 extra units were granted for that project. So it's not unheard of to ask for a density variance, but the major point here too is that we do have our parking. So it's not like we didn't ask for a parking waiver, we didn't do a shared parking analysis or anything like that from the planning board. We're not seeking a parking variance from this board. Again, 34 spaces are required and we're providing 34 spaces. If the board would like me to take you through the site plan, I'm happy to do it, or if you have specific questions about the site plan. But essentially, the new curb cut entrance would be within the westerly portion of the property. There'll be plantings and landscaping flanking the driveway, as well as bike parking. As you come into the site, the parking spaces will be on either side of you. The town DEC did request electrical vehicle spaces, and we are providing 2 such spaces with charging stations for tenants. The emergency vehicle and sanitation truck turnaround is in the center with the refuse enclosure just north of it. The perimeter of the property will be fenced in, with the exception, of course, of the front street. There'll be a 5-foot buffer along the north side, east side, and west side of the property. All new sidewalks, all new curbing. Utility meters will be in the rear of the building. Lighting will be dark sky compliant. We have agreed to a future cross-access covenant, consenting to potential cross-access with the site to the north. So if that applicant or owner ever comes in with a new project or to do anything on their site, then at that time, planning would ask that owner to consent to a cross-access easement as well. So all of these lots, these 5 separate lots, would be merged together, and they would not be able to be used separately or conveyed separately in the future. In terms of the proposed building, you'll enter the building from the front or the rear. The front brings you into a lobby where there'll be a mail area, a staircase, and the elevator. Again, on the first floor, there are 9 units ranging in size from 750 square feet to 1,132 square feet. The rear entrance leads to the first floor and a staircase. Then there's a second rear door that leads to the RPZ room. On the second and third floors, there are 10 units, 3 two-bedrooms and 7 one-bedrooms. And again, the basement will only be used for utilities and mechanicals. The town traffic consultant on this job was Nelson and Pope. They did ask for an analysis from another traffic engineer to look at any traffic impacts. There was a trip generation study prepared by Rebecca Goldberg from IMEG, and she concluded that there'd be a minimal net increase of trips per hour, and so there'd be no traffic impacts based on this site being developed with 29 units. So her study was based on the 29. The fire marshal had no problem with the 29, and we hope that this board has no problem with 29. So I'm going to hand in the traffic study just so that the board has it, as well as the prior approval. I did also print out Nassau Suffolk County HUD family income guidelines that kind of gives the board an idea of, I know sometimes there's questions on what constitutes affordable housing and what the rents may or may not be. So for up to 80% of income, they look at one-bedrooms and say usually that they want it to be set around $1,650 a month. A two-bedroom may be set at $1,850 a month, and so on and so forth. And so market value on these might be more like $2,600 or $2,700 for a one-bedroom, and so on for a two-bedroom. So there is definitely a loss of rental income to the property owner by having the affordables, but of course the affordables are important. And so again, that's another reason why we are seeking the extra 2 units to help subsidize those 6 units that would be affordable. I'm just going to hand this up. The Long Island Housing Partnership would ultimately set those guidelines for the applicant. He would have to engage them, and then they would do the application process for the affordables, and that's how the rent gets set.
Just a question, because I don't know
Sure.
the answer. Like, do those affordables always remain affordables?
Yes. There's a covenant on the property with all the multi-res jobs in the town of Babylon. There's a covenant that runs with the land. So even if he were to sell it, there still has to be a 20% affordable component. Yep.
Okay. Turn hearing over to Mr. Dellavecchia.
Good evening, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You basically answered every single question I had. You do agree that no parcel shall operate independent of the other parcels?
Yes.
And you think that 34 spaces will be enough?
Yes.
I know that it's, you meet the requirement, but do you really think that will be enough?
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Any other questions from the board?
I have one question.
Sure.
The 6, you said there were 6 affordable units?
Yes,
You have
20%.
a breakdown of what they are?
In terms of what?
One bedroom, how many one bedrooms, how many two bedrooms?
They have to be scattered throughout the complex, so I believe they have to be a mix. I don't think that planning has specified or that anyone has asked for a specific, like the 2 bedrooms have to be versus 1 bedrooms.
6 one bedrooms or 2
That's a good question. I don't know. They haven't asked us specifically to make either of them or any particular number. They're only that they're supposed to be mixed and scattered because you're not supposed to be able to tell which ones are affordable. It's not supposed to be, so they can't be like all lumped in one section. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Would anyone like to be heard on this application? For the record, there are none. Sure.
Is there going to be a flat roof?
We have
Are
our
there gonna be
architect
any-
here with us here tonight. Would you like to answer that? I know he thought he was getting out of
there
it.
we go.
Make him earn a few dollars, right? Go ahead, Chef.
Ready to go home, go to bed.
I do.
Okay.
And yes, it's a flat roof.
Okay,
Yeah.
no crazy structures on top of it?
No, I mean, there'll be some mechanical equipment
Yeah.
scattered, but they're,
Your name and address. Come on.
Charles Lembo, architect, 410 West Montauk Highway, Lindenhurst, New York, 11757.
And you affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a flat roof. The mechanical equipment are the small split systems, one per each, so the condensers are like tiny. They're like 2 foot square by 12 inches, and they'll be up on the roof in the center. You won't be able to see them from the ground.
Okay, great, thank you.
Sure. Since I'm up here, anybody? No?
Any other questions?
You know the breakdown of it.
I don't. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we good? Going to close the hearing,
Yes.
reserve decision, keep the record open for Suffolk County Planning.
Sure.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night, everybody.
That concludes the streaming portion